Hi, welcome to the beginning of this series that helps explain and maybe help people understand that it's possible to move from SSI to Social Security disability benefits. I speak to a lot of people who are disabled and find that they did not prevail in receiving Social Security disability benefits, despite the fact that they had worked much of their lives, and they are stuck with SSI. Now, this is not to put down SSI. It is a wonderful safety net, and it is far better than nothing. But I do understand the frustrations of not prevailing on their Social Security disability claim, and they don't understand why. So I think it's important first for us to understand how we become insured, eligible, and then entitled to Social Security disability benefits. So that's what this episode of this series in this particular arena is going to address. So remember, Social Security is insurance that we pay for through our active working. And we pay the premiums, my term, not theirs, by virtue of paying the Social Security taxes we're required to pay on all of our work activity. Social Security taxes are not charged on other incomes, only the part you work for. So if you have incomes from investments that you're living on and it's supporting you, you are earning no Social Security credits. So should you become disabled, you're not going to be able to potentially receive Social Security benefits, disability, because you have not bought that insurance. Okay. So now for retirement, you generally have to have earned what is called work credits, and you have to have earned 40 of them in your lifetime. You can basically do that through 10 years, 10 individual calendar years of earning 4 credits. In 2022, it costs, the amount associated with 4 credits is $6,040, and that is because each credit of the 4 equates to $1,510. This amount can change and will change going forward. Rarely does it not change year to year. It might not, based on a stagnant economy of sorts, but generally most years it goes up. So you have to work and pay taxes on $1,510 to earn 1 credit. If you want to earn up to 4 credits, which is the maximum in a year, you would earn and pay taxes on $6,040. Okay, now for disability, same idea, except the credits earned have to be recently enough. You can't have credits from 20 years ago count for today. In fact, anything beyond 10 years ago will not count in your current backwards window. If you became disabled today, you have to look at your backwards window for the 10 years prior. It goes quarter by quarter. So for your typical adult over the age of 31, you will need 20 of those work credits earned in the last 10 years. For people under 31, it's less because they haven't had the same opportunity in their lifetime because they were beset with disability at a young age, unfortunately. So let's look at the young folks real quick. To become eligible for Social Security disability, if you are under the age of 24, you have to have 6 credits and they have to be earned between 21 and 24, the 3-year period ending when your disability starts. And I shouldn't say 21, because if you're 21, it would be the 3 years prior to that. So I take that back. Whatever age you became, if you became disabled at 19, they're going to look at the 3-year period before that. If you are 24 to 31, you have to have worked half the time of those years. So the example they give on the SSA website is if you're 27 when you become disabled, you'll have to have earned 12 work credits between 21 and 27. That's a 6-year period. You could have earned 24 credits, the maximum, but they only require that you earned 12. So As you can tell, it does not take full-time work to earn all 4 credits. $6,040 is all you need to earn. A very part-time job can do that. A very genteel job can do that. A very part-time genteel job can do that. And so someone who is actually disabled much of the time can do that. That'll be a video on a different day, because you have to follow rules and you have to be careful and you have to be very thoughtful in what you choose to do. That's in accordance with your disabilities. But that is the little spoiler to the fact that even if you are on SSI, you can feasibly move on to Social Security disability if you qualify, because you can gain those credits that you didn't have when you presented your case the first time. Okay. And again, if you're over 31, you need to have 20 credits, period, in the last 10 years. So that is how we become eligible for Social Security disability. If you are applying, it'll help you know whether you're not going to be really gunning for Social Security disability. It's possible that you are eligible now, you apply, but when the judge, the SSA, and then finally a judge reviews your case and agrees that you're disabled, they could find that you didn't become disabled or prove, or your evidence did not prove it until a date in the evidence that is after what we call your date last insured, which is the date in which you still had those requisite credits recently enough. If the finding is that you are indeed disabled, but it became after that, you are not going to be eligible for Social Security disability. And you, if eligible for SSI otherwise, which is that financial component we're always talking about, being poor enough, that would be what you would get. This is what I've alluded to in other videos about being very careful not to just apply for Social Security disability if you could feasibly have SSI eligibility, or might soon, or did in the past. Because if it turns out that you can't prevail on your SSD, which you might not be able to know at the time, because you don't know when that final decision would be made on when you became disabled. If you don't have that SSI application pending concurrently with your SSD claim, you're going to win nothing. So the flip side is not true. If you've applied for SSI, they're automatically going to run to see if you are eligible for Social Security disability, because an SSI application is a deemed application for Social Security disability. But the flip side is not true. I wish it was. I don't really think that's fair, but it is the way it is. So let's get a grip on where our credits are. And the next video, we will discuss more, or one of the future ones coming up is going to discuss more about things to consider on getting more work credits so that you may be eligible for SSD if you haven't even applied yet, or changing from SSI to SSD. Okay, so stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to be alerted to when those videos come out. They're going to be soon, is the plan anyway. But if you don't subscribe, you probably will have no way of knowing they're there and how to get to them. Okay, so have a great day, and thank you for clicking and learning, and you know how to reach me if you need to. Bye-bye now.